Should I break down what's been happening? Should I bother? If you follow along, you already know. So we are basically the most harassed channel on YouTube by pedophiles. Why? YouTube keeps handing them our IP address. Why? Here we go. That was 17 seconds. Normally you're in about 4 seconds. These fucking weirdo things start happening 4 seconds in. So every time I say these things, no, Matt, they're gonna hit the fucking button. Just like they keep editing pictures and showing me edited pictures. I can see from looking at the videos next to my videos that not only are you the #1 fucking subscriber or whatever the fuck viewer, you look at some of the weirdest disgusting shit in the world. So when the top of the hour came and went and they didn't notice, and then I said it came and went and they didn't, okay, everything I say is a lie. I'm a dirty nigger, so I lie. But they reverse the words in their head so they can claim the reverse racism. So anyway, these guys come from South African prison rape gangs. Don't kid yourself. They're not good people. Yeah, completely self-serving sex offenders like there's any other kind. And what I pointed out, what really pissed about, what I pointed out that I do this every day on purpose to completely waste their time. That this was not the 9 o'clock joint. This was the 6 o'clock joint. That I love wasting at least 4 hours every day of the pedophiles' time. It's like a lightning. I'm wasting their time completely by doing this in there and harassing, whatever. Because some people, why don't you play software or fix this or fix that? Because it's a fucking TV set. The fuck do I care if you harass my TV set? You want to know how quickly I can unplug the camera? Well, the problem is I would end the video, like, instantly. So I'm not worried about that or what they could see in here. So these guys call the cops all the time. The cops look through our windows all fucking day and night. They're in the building with drugs, sniffing guns, sniffing dogs. So what exactly would I have in response to that? Nothing. I don't give a fuck. You get fucking emotional and upset every time something I say gets proved true. Every time I point out what you're doing and who you are. So this idiot lives upstairs. Yeah, he literally lives in the same fucking building. Same idiot threw blood in my face and all the rest of it. Complete sociopath. As for how he knows anything about it, he doesn't. He knows what he got told by the agency that handed him the apartment. So just consider all the people on the street waiting on waiting lists to get off the street. And you're a social worker, a caseworker. You choose the worst child molesting sex offender possible to give that apartment to in a building full of kids, and then tell this idiot things about people you don't like because I know how you got your contracts for this building. There's 4 agencies in this building, which is privately owned, oddly enough. They're all connected to the Stop, Reconnect, St. Joseph's Hospital, whatever. Yeah, so they try to run around saying things about me to the community, to whatever, like, oh, we're experts because we're his workers. And these people are like, no, you're not his worker. You made up a bunch of things about him, and we were the witnesses about it. These people, mad. They're mad that they can't wander around the neighborhood causing shit. They're going to tell me what I can and can't do. They're going to try to hit me with their car and all these things. Right. Why? Because they chose me to make up a story about, again, comes down to, oh, he's a half-breed nigger. No one will listen to him. Yeah, it all comes down to race again. As where you get people at the stop yelling my name like they know. Richard, hi, nice to see you. That's, none of my friends call me that, so I don't know who the fuck you are. I never told you my name and I don't know you. So when you're standing there screaming loud enough for the whole room to hear and they look up, they know what you're doing. So in California, they got SNY yards, snitch yards, special needs yards. Every California state penitentiary has a yard just for the snitches. There's more snitch gangs than... Yeah, so if you wonder what I'm talking about or this can't be real, oh, it's very real. And how deeply involved are the police in pedophilia? Well, it's been 35 years. I'm still waiting for somebody to clue in that the Toronto police are who's selling the cocaine here. And the reason they started shooting up niggers and the Hells Angels is because they started getting it from somewhere else. That happened. It's why you've got Mark the Dark Narc Saunders as the chief of police, where they don't know when he started working. He's got the white guy voice on the phone, black guy shows up. Oh God, what's this? It's a cop, Mark the Dark Narc Saunders, who's been picking on me and my older half brother because his mother wouldn't sleep with him, apparently. I can only assume that's the dynamic because he's been doing this for 40 years. Rolls up to me on the street on Queen Street East and grabs my nuts because he's a fucking child molesting homo. You're one or the other, bro. If you've been dogging me from before I was born to the age of 16 to do that, I think that puts you in the category of pedophile, Mr. Saunders. Notice there's been zero interference since I started talking this time. Wow. Yeah, raising your pedophile flag right now might not be the best idea. Why you've been harassing me for 8 fucking months straight on the internet, I don't know or care, but everybody can see your comments and chat messages. So yeah, the question comes back to why is YouTube? No, it's not a question. We already know. People that victimize people, opportunistic criminal types, seek out those positions. Okay, because what you're gonna, why would I try to work in a school if I was a child molester? Hey, I think you just answered your own question. So, how much time will we waste to do? No, Buddy didn't believe the top of the hour passed by because my alarm didn't go off. He fucking will manually do it at the top of the hour every fucking hour because that's his genius thing to do. Because I set an alarm to go off every hour, he's gonna go against it. Whatever I do, he's gonna go against. Wow. You know, I don't give a fuck about you. Right? So this tells me you've been going around the whole world being a sociopath, just attacking whoever would let you. You started with me. You got warned by everybody to fuck off, didn't, and now you're fucking really mad because I won't just kill you. You know why you're alive? The same reason there's a police officer who lives across the hallway from me for 9 years. If he moves, he's fucking dead. I play with my food, dog. I play with my food, dog. I don't give a fuck about you. He threw blood in my face. What good's killing him gonna do? I need to watch him die slow a long time from now to make sure. Well, coincidentally, for the last year and change, I've been denied blood tests no matter which way I try to get them. They're refusing to give me a blood test. Being a dual national, if I go to the U.S. and pop positive for HIV, who pays for that? Right. You know it's $250,000 to get hepatitis treated? Hey, officer, that opens you to personal liability. Oh, yes, it does. And I know you can cross the border because you still got a badge. I play with my food, dog. I rolled this joint is for 4 hours ago. You people have spent 4 hours trying to ruin my buzz. I didn't even like the joint yet. I noticed there's zero interference. Like, what? Do something. Show us your ear. Show me how wrong I am. Wouldn't this be the perfect time to start having more glitches and then you can say, well, maybe it's just happening all the time? No, these guys are so smart. No, radio silence. We'll prove him wrong. Compare this video to the last 3 dozen. Once I start, I have to, so I'm being forced in the position of having to convince a child molester that he has not convinced me that he's not a child molester. I don't even know this motherfucker. Every fucking time the conversation and the interaction starts, I don't know this motherfucker. Why is he talking to me?
Niggas know me from north to the south. Never need no one. Make my own club. Southside, reach apart. Nigga, that's my road. Niggas selling drugs, man. I'm in a drove. They all know what I'm about. Stuck in
this piece of shit is bought drugs off the guy rapping.
Stay away from the feds on the streets, no bed. Deep water, I track. I snow, no sled. I swamp me dead. This day I dread. Bitch gave me head. See my strap, they fled. I know they said I don't be shit when I was in the ditch. No pussy, I'm rich. They low, don't switch. They solid one bitch. See the flick of the wrist. I'm awesome shit. Talk shit, get hit. Big punk on me lit. I keep my stick. I let it flick just like a pick. I'm in this house like.
You know why I kept playing that exact same song for the last week? Every fucking time, because idiot fucking hates it. He's gonna shut it down. Okay, but you also showed all the other music I played. You didn't do that too. Because it's the Warriors. This genius flashes timestamps and things at me like it's 22. And these messages, all that shit. He thinks he's funny.
I got that work, you know it's A grade. back, man. You know you're rocking, man. Wire in. See, look behind the peep, man. You know you're rocking. Back with the whole strip lockdown, cuz. Hey.
You're not going to convince the parents here that you're not a child molester.
You know me, I'm all about my dough. Gotta make sure my boys don't glow. They love my beat, they rate my flow. My neck is cold, it's 0 below. Big risk gon' shoot, you know I drove. I keep my heat, I sought me out. In a trap, some food, no fresh code. That nigga wants me, my strap gon' blow. Every time I drop a truck, my cloak gon' grow. Man, shorty told me, don't love a hoe. I should've known that she was right. Because of that, we really tight. I'll bust my strap if she gon' fight. Hoodie on, all right at night. I'll show my.
Welcome to Mi'kmaq Matters, a podcast about the Mi'kmaq people, politics, land.
My niggas they ride, yeah, they ride. My bitches they ride too. I go the fire like I am a pie. This shit is so crazy, these niggas is babies, I'm beefing with Kai. I got the 80s and roll with the 80s, swinging like babe. My niggas they ride, yeah, they ride. My bitches they ride too.
I'm just pointing out how much of my resources you've saved me. 4 hours in, bro. I still gotta have a fucking coffee. I play with my food, dog.
I get high like the 80s and roll with the 80s and swing it like bad. This shit is so crazy, these niggas is babies, I'm beefing with Kyle. I get high like the 80s and roll with the 80s and swing it like bad.
The Asian Assassins got 1,100 members. The Indian Posse got 10,000. It's 11,100, that's right. Every single one of them gonna kill me. But you're all terrified of me. You're all terrified of me. So pussy old child molester, I'll address you again. If you notice, a lot of your drug dealers won't come down here to serve you. You gotta go to them. How many shootings happen in this neighborhood? Confirmed on the internet or the radio, whatever, but get no media coverage, really. Happens all the time on it. There's a triangle and a walking stealer, man. It's another food reference.
The black snake, as I...
Another thing that they're taking out on us is a year ago or whatever, 222 Trippz stopped paying out money to informants. Well, for about 3 months, you saw these idiots running around mad that they couldn't get the money, as though someone else was getting it, but they wouldn't get them.
That's all I'm gonna say, man. You already know, man.
Blah, 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 tip, left, right, and center.
You know what I'm saying? So I can tell y'all, man, my nigga got balls, man. If you want to see if you're a real nigga,
and that's why there's 4 contradictory stories about what I was doing this day or that day.
That's how we getting it down, man. Shout out to my nigga DJ Diggs, my nigga DJ.
You got people who lie about me. Run up to, I'll help you a witness for your case too.
I got infection, bronchitis. I'm sick, I need medicine. Veteran, I'm too skilled for Benylin. Better than any Canadian citizen. I'm one, my description on. Will be met to religion. Let's hit decision on. 45 blue skin and the condition on. Bigger guns, this is fun. I'm on my G-tip, that's why I smoke.
I reached for the mouse and the thing freezes for 2 minutes. Right, I reached for it.
You hear the voice, now paper back on this shit again. 5'5", nigga.
Your parallelness is showing, Jomo.
Me and Moon without them Benjamins. Get your head popped. Swing that chopper like a pendulum. From Doomstown to B-Block. From 5'5", all the way to the C-Walk. We on, are we? Yes, she know that's just the 40 calories. Full of niggas all face down. You watch them break down. Everybody crying on the news. They say it wasn't seen. Everybody lying.
Wow, you're triggered out. You did that 4 times in a row, bro. 5, there we go.
That ain't good. Then I gotta pull. But that's
how it goes, from hood to hood, from Town to D-Block, from YO to T-Block.
Here's another way I know you're white, bro. When I look down, I'm already typing. And then when I look up is when everything frees up. Yeah, I know. You look first, put your fingers on it, look up at the screen, and then type. Because that's how white people do it. But I catch you with that every time. Your whiteness is showing, bro. Your whiteness is showing, bro.
Sleep not, if I got a problem in the streets, it's hunting season and I'm gunning for your beef, boy. You must not know my self-esteem. Spray your top, then put it back in my jeans. As for me, who gave you the audacity? Thought the nigga track me, show you who run the back. All you niggas food and we famous.
Oh, here we go. We don't have internet service now.
Trying to week straight 2 outfits in my hamper. Baby mom's bitching about bread in the pamper. Shit, I'm robbing everything, avoiding all the cameras. Kids in pajamas, rude boy with no manners. Scammer, jewelry displays getting shattered.
Jesus, bro. 20 minutes at a clip. You just won't fucking get the point, man. We're not friends. There's no thing between us. You're not gonna impress me. Jesus, bro. You're the most fucked up person in the world, dog. You need to fucking die.
Hey, yo, Stick. Check this shit out on the news, man. Stick.
10,000 law enforcement.
About to buy this one, man. I'm murder tape. Hey. These broke niggas to catch up. Getting some 10,000 in the life. Back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like a dead crooks. Yeah, cocking back and let it rip a wolf. Yeah, first hat in her hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Yeah, back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like a dead crooks. Yeah, cocking back and let it rip a wolf. Yeah, first hat in her hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Yeah, all these fake niggas holler when I'm up. Nigga, when I start in my hill, I don't go fuck. Call me on, pick it up. Still my life has been rough. Niggas think I won't shoot now, bitch, call my bluff. I'm chopping, I'm getting real hot. Then it's strap for the clean squirt like a mop. Extended clip with the huddles, that's on my Glock. It's outside, read the part, that's where I rock. Outside, that's where I rock. Extended clip, hang the Glock. Then it's straps, cleans like a mop. Hey. I'm out with the lava. Hey. Yeah. Like that I live, man. The life that I live, man. F-O-T-G. Yeah. I speak what I fucking want, huh? I say what I fucking want, huh? Yo. My blood type is straight, kill a nigga running his house. Kidnap a faggot ass nigga who be running his mouth. It's the 7th letter, LOC, and the 11th letter. My twin and arm, we stay in your lane if you know it's better. Can't change cause I'm stuck on some hot shit. Try fly past in your car, we shoot the glass of the cockpit. They run up on you, see you walk, and leave you stretched out on the concrete like you hugging the floor. I'm a fuck, hair still not. Hands still baggy and keep it sharp in case niggas try to get at me. Fuck I look like shooting fair ones and fist fighting. I smoke too many cigarettes, nigga, I'd rather light him. Cause I ain't got the lungs for that sweaty shit. Harm when I slap down your bitch on some petty shit. Real talk, ain't with the back and forth shit, I let my steel talk. Fully loaded whip, battleship like it's Bismarck. Lock you
I did it again. Fuck a one shot, you know me, I'd rather hit you and your friend. For that split cock, you gotta get it 2 times more. Now I'll rep the 6, this ain't 2 plus 4. And I'm all about the war, cause revenge would be so sweet. On the streets with the street sweep against the so sweet. Once you go, motherfucker, make it go bleed. 30 on their hip, through the sweater, see the pole beat. Cops on your body in the bushes, cause you're cold free. You niggas already know who I am. Feeling like Deuce, man, how I don't got plans. We the type to just hop up the van. Got enough in the clip to hit you.
Sit your little bitch ass down, nigga. Please, the street can't spell power without the AR. Call me from AR. Taking helicopters down with a little laser. Hand the cannon, I'm holding bigger than a fucking mega. Yaga, the liquor put the shot to make it stagger. For my little brother, cause I kill my partners. Real party boy, brought baby, y'all watch. But this empire is nothing like Ross. These are enemy lines, nobody can cross. I'm the shit for rappers and in a battle with one of the triple shits. 4 clips like a bitch's wig diction. Ready gang sick shit. Got me reading the words as if my victim lipsticks. Get your same murders. Niggas know I'm running through the streets of beef like the hamburger with the burner. No food surfing. Yeah, still M3G reppin'. Yeah, sitting in the vehicle, plotting on people. Taking your prized possession like a reaper. Kneeling with the hammer. Call it Tim Tebow. Pulling on the hammer.
Trippz write another one.
They like young driller when they let you on the cat. Heard you came up off the body and you going hot. Young driller when they let you on the They like young driller when they let you on the cat. Heard you came up off the body and you going hot.
I'm like pro beats when they let you out the bank. You rock the bank and you got many men.
With this young niggas get a pop, man. With this young niggas get a pop, man.
Never lacking in these streets cause we stay strapped up. I'm fresh out of back in the kitchen whipping extras. If you owe me money, little nigga, I'm collecting. I need that bag, I gotta get it, nigga, cause I'm next up. Diamonds dancing on my neck, she like the way I'm flexing. And every time I pull up, I'm designer stepping. EGC, that's the gang, they know what I'm rapping. I go hard for my block at my intersection. Just came home, now I'm laughing. First day out and I'm cashing, busy, half metal, half plastic. And if a nigga try around me, I'ma blast it. Better duck when I'm blasted. Headshot, no chest, leave him close casket.
They like young driller when they let you on the cat. Heard you came up off the body and you going hot. Young driller when they let you on the cat. They like young driller when they let you on the cat. Heard you came up off the body and you going hot.
I like pro beats when they let you out the bank. You rock the bank and you got many men.
With this young niggas get a pop, man. With this young niggas get a pop, man. Never lacking in the streets, man, I'm on the side. We got the niggas slipping, then we out with sliding. All my niggas tripping, yeah, we down to ride it. Yeah, we down to ride it. Never lacking in the streets, man, I'm on the side. Got the niggas slipping, then we out with sliding. All my niggas winning, yeah, we really ride it. Yeah, we really ride it. Yeah, I'm really firing. And bad bitches really want it, but I'm really hiding. Got me slipping now, nigga, I be really firing. They like young driller when they let you on the cat. Heard you came up off the body and you going hot. Young driller when they let you on the cat. They like young driller when they let you on the cat. Heard you came up off the body and you going hot.
I like pro beats when they let you out the bank. Trippz write another one.
They like young driller when they let you on the cat. Heard you came up off the body and you going hot. Young driller when they let you on the They like young driller when they let you on the cat. Heard you came up off the body and you going hot.
I like pro beats when they let you out the bank. You rock the bank and you got many men.
With this young niggas get a pop, man. With this young niggas
solutions so that your children don't suffer in the process.
And that makes him the ideal choice. Brian Ludmer
is the mayor of Muletown, also known as Columbia,
At what
Tennessee.
point did you realize
Morning knows the community and the
attacking every
local
video,
economy
leaving comments, and
really
everyone that's
needed
titled
Mule Day
about
this year.
Chomos would lead back to you in a way that
But what I have
don't look
even more conviction about than my love and support of Mule Day is conviction about doing the right thing during the global pandemic that we're currently in.
He says canceling Mule Day was a grueling decision, and as he expected, it did not go over well.
My instant reaction was, we can't let this happen.
Jody Hoffman lives in Murray County. After she heard the news, she started a Facebook group, aptly called Save Mule Day. Now it has 8,000 members.
This isn't a real
We
thing.
need to make our voices be heard. So this is something.
Zoom génère du revenu.
Il y a les entreprises qui utilisent Zoom et celles qui refusent d'utiliser Zoom en mettant en avant l'argument de la sécurité ou de la sécurité
We've hired a company to handle our corporate
Nine
email
full in the
solution.
final.
It's hot,
The venue
man.
will have para ice hockey testing from Thursday. The Chinese women's football team has headed for South Korea to participate in program for short track speed.
Oh, yes, drug-free pedophiles. Pedophiles for drug-free kids Canada.
The music.
Looking for tips on how to talk with your teens about cannabis? Visit drugfreekidscanada.org for more tools to help start the conversation.
Tell them the only reason it was illegal ever in
drugfreekidscanada.org.
Canada was the Narcotics Control Treaty with the UN. It was about 200 pages in on the R.V. Parker ruling from 98. So he had like 3 different cases.
I've been asking in these streets as we stay strapped up. Shout out, not get the kitchen whipping. If you owe me money, little nigga, it's the neck. And I need that bag, I gotta get it, nigga, cause I'm next up. Diamond dancing on my neck, you like the way I'm.
Alors, c'est not something that the Brampton Mayor Patrick Brown wanted, or the province, which maintains that schools are safe. And earlier today, even Dr. Lowe admitted schools aren't a problem for spread, but given cases are going up, given the anxiety. My question, and what I've been asking for now a couple of weeks, is why are we not vaccinating all teachers now so that we can prevent schools from closing in the coming weeks? Harry Bischoff, President and CEO of the Ontario Secondary Teachers Federation, joining me now. And
so the presumption the government
Harry,
uses to have eminent domain over your
been,
kids is that you don't know how to take care of
why
them.
is this conversation
the only
not
reason they can get away with saying it's for kids' health
Yeah, I mean, I guess I
is the
disagree a
word
little bit. It's certainly
surveillance.
been brought up, and it's been brought up by us amongst.
Remembering, of course, there's no losses. You have to put your kids through the school
There's
system.
been absolutely zero action on it
You
so
give it to
far.
better. Get immunization.
I mean, we've heard a
Doesn't
number
say that anywhere in the law.
of bodies, including
Those are our kids, co-parenting. We're the co-parents, so we have the right to choose who has custody. Oh, okay. But it's so dangerous going to work now.
And that would be a good
We don't
time
want
to try to
1%
get
increase. We
as
want
many
2% increase.
educators as we possibly could,
$97,000 is enough. We want
vaccinated during
98.
that
That's what
time.
fucked up the school year 2 years ago.
But we have not
Just
heard
2
a
full
single
school years
concrete
fucked up
step
by the teachers.
being taken.
well, I mean, if we want to keep kids in school and you want to make sure teachers are safe, that to me should have been discussed and brought up, weeks ago, so that we can, go seamlessly through the next during
right over the important
during
part
the
every
school
time.
year.
And you must be
But let
surrounded
me
by
ask you
stupid
this then,
people in
because
your
it
life,
is something
which means
that
you're not too
obviously will
bright,
be brought up
because
to the
smart people
premier
surround themselves
if
with
he ever comes
smarter
back
people.
out to talk again. Because this to me
You
is
keep
just a
doing this
no-brainer.
talk
We get
real
the essential
fast thing, and that's
services
gonna
covered with
convince us,
vaccines, manufacturing to keep the
So who
economy going,
convinced
to
you?
keep the
Why won't
teachers
you tell us what
vaccinated
they
so
told
we can
you?
keep the kids in school.
To
One of the
what
things, though,
end?
Ryan Harper, which would
She
be a
started
colleague
the
of yours
sentence
from
with
the
the
Peel
same
Region Ontario
exact same
Secondary
word
School
she
Teacher
ended it in,
Federation,
a
said
circular
today in a
reason.
tweet that they've been working behind the scenes all weekend to make this happen. It looks like our efforts may
You
have
can't
worked.
listen while you're
Is
talking.
this
I
something
can't.
behind the scenes that the unions are pushing for
You're not
school
looking me in
closures?
the eyes.
Depending on the area, absolutely we are. We've been saying for some time that there are hotspots where I don't know how you can justify leaving schools open.
in circumstances that, the vast majority of the public would never have to face, where you have, 30 or 35 kids in a classroom, where you don't have any ventilation standards.
No one else would ever have to face it. It's the teachers opposed to all this.
The asymptomatic testing program has been a dismal failure. So we don't really know
throughout all these schools. You buy a brand new brass plumbing fixture in Canada, it is 12.5%.
Peel and Toronto and, York and Durham, for example. It strikes us that closure for now is the most sensible step.
Teachers drink from bottles.
Would you be open, however, to doing that school by school? Because if a school hasn't had cases, and certainly not all schools, we've got 5,000 schools, and most they have been pretty safe. Would you not think that going school to school would be a better approach than a blanket shutdown?
Well, it may well be depending on the area of the province you're in. In a place like Peel, where the about 40% of the schools Peel now do have a recent case. Then I think probably a more blanket approach is appropriate. But we're not saying blanket the province. We are saying look at hot spots, and there are places where undoubtedly a school-by-school approach would make sense.
Do you see any kind of job action? I mean, we are now 4 days, and I'm in the Toronto board. I'm thankful that my child is staying in school, at least for tomorrow, that we know of. Because I've seen the damage that it's taken on my own child, and I know parents have seen it in their own kids. The instability in schools, and I don't blame them on teachers. I think they've done a terrific job of keeping the kids safe. But do you see any job action if teachers don't get vaccinated between now and the end of the break?
No, job action is not something that I'm talking about. Job action is something that we are allowed to take under certain circumstances when we're negotiating collective agreements, and we've followed a particular series of steps. This is a very different circumstance. There may be other action we can take. There is potentially legal action. There's the individual right of every worker to refuse unsafe work if they have objective reason to believe that they are at risk.
If they have objective, reason. No, read what the law says. Not it's what the law says.
Job action.
We are at a different point in this pandemic, but we're also at a different point of the year where the March break is now in April. It's much warmer out. Do you not foresee that teachers can take kids outside once the April break is over and teach safely there if they're not all vaccinated?
To some extent, yes, but it's not,
nowhere in the law does it say someone else can decide your medical.
I mean, we just don't have the capacity to move all of the classes outside. There are certainly days
moving them outside doesn't fix anything.
There are
it's natural ventilation. Opening the windows is what you call it now. You ever hear the term cross ventilation? That's not a thing.
Zero effort put into the ministry.
White people all use it when they're telling black people
that even possible. So
that's all grounding strap. That's that.
It has some appeal, but I don't see it being.
Dude, how many HVAC systems you installed?
Not practical, but certainly probably essential. I mean, kids now, if you look at the totality of education, we're looking at about a year of education disruption. When do you foresee a conversation about patching up? Do you see kids going through the summer? Do you see kids spending too much time on the internet? Where does the conversation as to how kids get caught up?
Learning on the internet is impossible. It can't be done.
Well, I wish
you're doing your job with a free service.
Many months ago, when we first started reaching out to the ministry, saying we're going to have to
advertise on bathroom
when we get back to something like normal, because there are gaps that have been exacerbated. We know that kids from certain demographics have been hit harder, on average, and we know that there are learning losses and losses of social and emotional development. I can't get any response from the ministry whatsoever, whether it's to any of my pleas, including to formal letters.
People, 18% of the population is black, 27% were infected. Or 20% of the cases were black people.
But I will try to seek those answers out.
That's when all these people went apeshit, refusing to wear masks and all the rest of it. That's when they all went apeshit with this shit.
Mr. Bischoff, I do appreciate you joining us.
I agree, and thank you for your time.
That's how.
Harvey Bischoff with the Ontario Secondaries School Teachers Federation. And again, if those conversations are not being had at the ministry level, we got big problems because the COVID slide is real. There are kids that are losing out on entire educations in lower margins. We know that there are kids who have had just a serious detriment done to their well-being. These conversations should have been started if they're not being started.
The teachers refuse to do either an English test or a math test.
Kids through to the next grade.
insisted they need more teachers to do online learning.
The essential workers vaccinated now, so that
it's so hard to do online learning. The number of teachers they have to do it in person isn't enough. They need more teachers.
We did reach out to Mr. Lecce today to get him on.
They told us that.
He was not
They insisted
available.
it. That was their war cry.
All right,
Nobody
that wraps up
responded.
an eventful Monday here as most people get back to work on Tuesday.
Mostly because they were too busy
We'll
being
take it
sick.
forward from here on Global News Radio,
Time
640
news
Toronto, and our
releases
sister
better.
station, Global News Radio, CFPL in
And the blackness is essential to your music. You have a song called Black Family.
Blackness is
a été pointé à plusieurs titres, en fait. Sa main mise sur la justice, sur le parquet, des affaires qui n'aboutissent pas. Et puis il y a eu ces photos, lui endormi à côté d'une arme et d'une liasse de billets de 500 €. Cela fait mauvais genre, c'est le moins qu'on puisse dire, surtout quand on sait que lui-même, lors de ses débuts en politique, avait fait campagne sur le grand ménage et la fin des passe-droits. Aujourd'hui, son parti conservateur réalise son plus mauvais score depuis 12 ans et il va avoir du mal, Borisov, à former un gouvernement. L'extrême droite alliée de sa précédente mandature est balayée, alors il tente actuellement de se maintenir au pouvoir avec une nouvelle stratégie. Il se présente comme un homme d'expérience, solide dans une vie politique chamboulée. En bref, l'homme qu'il faut pour piloter la Bulgarie en pleine pandémie. Il en appelle un gouvernement d'union, un gouvernement d'experts, au moins jusqu'à la fin de l'année, même s'il est arrivé en tête, même s'il garde pour l'instant la main, pas sûr que tout cela fonctionne.
Et au final, après ces élections, qui va gouverner le pays?
Impossible à dire pour le moment, tant la surprise est forte depuis l'annonce des résultats. Le Parti socialiste, autre pire.
The Spend Simon showroom, and wow, there's a lot of excitement going on in here. Love is in the air, I can tell you that. With open showcases featuring over 2,500 one-of-a-kind engagement rings. Let's talk to a few customers. Excuse me, hi. How are you liking the Spence experience?
This is the kind of place I dreamed about as a little boy. Deal to purchase its industry competitor. While there was some speculation, changes could have been made by Air Canada to receive the final required
Airlines should
approvals
never
from
go
European
public.
regulators.
They're not real industry. They're constantly cutting corners. The only way to compete is to cut corners. Why is this system in place? The defense contractors. That's it.
In this country right now, reaction
You all think that blimps blow up and they're slow. Neither one is true. What they don't do is fall out of the air. Even the Hindenburg, one ground crew and 2 passengers out of 9 years died. You never see numbers like that in an airplane crash.
On Bay Street today, the
all these flying communities where it's always Indians dying when the planes crash. Right, they refuse
now we know the travel industry in the U.S. is looking much
use
different
lighter
these
than
days.
aircraft.
We got more proof of that over the long weekend. Delta Airlines had to cancel about 100
It's the only gasoline that's
simply
still
because they
letting.
haven't been able to hire pilots fast enough to keep up with the demand. Delta alone carried 1 million passengers over the Easter weekend in the U.S.
They didn't already have it. Where'd they go?
Was up nearly 3%. We had gains across Wall Street, and the Dow and the S&P 500 closed at record highs. The Dow up 366 or
You
1%.
fire everybody that's full-time, and they all get 2 part-time jobs. You account that as a doubling in the number of jobs.
A rally for tech stocks had the Nasdaq with the biggest gain of the day, up 1.7% or 225 points, 13,705. Less exciting if you turn to commodities today. Gold just above flat to $17.28 the ounce, while oil took a pretty big hit, down 4.5% or $2.72 to $58.73
It's
a barrel.
down more than
The
an
Canadian
eighth
dollar up
from
0.3%,
2000.
just below now 80 cents US at the business
That's
center.
down. Every day they keep telling us gold is up, and the number's lower than it was a week earlier. They don't mention any of the times it goes down.
No, we're singing the praises of the
If
Italian.
they went up that day, they talk all day about it, but they won't mention it's $100 lower than the month before.
The 763C is our best-selling Vigneri wheel loader. People love it for its powerful
2-game winning streak.
6 horsepower diesel engine,
The other
superb
shit
stability, and
is more
smooth,
dumb
quiet,
shit
and
these guys
comfortable
always say.
cab.
If you're in construction, Housie Vigneri at Coy Brothers.
KOOYBROS.com.
What does it mean to be exceptional? Take 2 companies that intimately know their craft and
So the
witness
Dutch
they
equipment
create a
dealers are
design
reaching out to the
story
Italian
for those who
construction
dare to
company.
be
It's
different.
interesting. Very
Appliance
interesting.
Canada and Thermador. Strong partners that bring innovation to life and invite you to experience exceptional moments. Moments like our
You guys used to
Thermador
redo
1 and 2
entire
free
TCHC
event where you
buildings.
can
Don't get ahead of
save over
yourselves.
$11,000 in value. Experience luxury at Appliance Canada for your home, for your life.
This is your weather station, 680 News.
Taking a look at Natasha Ramsahai's latest forecast. On tap for tomorrow, mainly sunny sky with a high near 12 degrees. For Wednesday, mainly sunny, a little bit warmer. Highs near 13 degrees for Thursday. A sunny sky mainly and a high near 15 degrees. There will be a chance of showers overnight Thursday and a low near 9 degrees. Right now in downtown Toronto, a mainly clear sky and 9. 680 news time, 10 o'clock.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
This is Monday, April 5th. Good evening. I'm Carl Garnish.
And I'm Judy Freeman. Here's what's making news this hour.
The emergency brake isn't enough. Medical officers of health in Toronto, Peel, and Ottawa are calling on the province to institute tighter measures, including a stay-at-home order and travel restrictions. Due to COVID-19 outbreaks, more schools across the GTA are switching to online learning.
They just said that there's no spread in the schools whatsoever. Remember, for a year straight, they kept saying the kids are going to spread it to the teachers. You could not explain how that could possibly happen. Now they're saying there's no spread, none whatsoever. You've had outbreaks at every fucking school, but no spread whatsoever. I keep saying it's the teachers. And they're always touching the black kids and the Indian kids, always touching us. They keep their hands off us.
One bank sees a pivot for Canada's housing market potentially just weeks away as Wall Street starts the week off with big gains and another rally for big tech.
It's a housing bubble, so of course the potential's always there. It could go down like anytime it could go down.
Traffic and weather together on the ones. We say good evening.
Forgetting that everybody's borrowed 110% of the value of the house. They can't sell it for less.
They're eastbound 401 east of Islington in the Express. 2 right lanes blocked off. Just minor delays getting by this
problem. You want to move to a different province? How about BC? You're going to pay 15% extra because the foreign owner you're buying from had to. We were expecting that to happen.
Crews on scene dealing with this issue. So delays, just minor.
You're going to swallow that 15%.
Through these crash zones eastbound 401 and then westbound Gardner. There's some construction out there. Closed some ramps southbound Morningside, northbound Nielsen ramps to the west 401 are closed. Westbound 401 ramp to Nielsen's blocked off, and then the transfer on the west 401 approaching the 400 into the collectors. That's also blocked off. So it is finally time. We're getting our lanes back on the Gardner. Eastbound between York and EVP. It's down to a single lane tonight until 6 tomorrow morning. And these closures are going to be doing this, rotating throughout the week to get it reopened. For a limited time, lease a 2021 IS300 all-wheel drive F-Sport Series 1 at 2.9% for 39 months with bi-weekly payments of $228.
I want a Vigor. I want a 93 Vigor.
Next report at 10:11 with the forecast. Here's Natasha Ramsahai.
Partly cloudy skies tonight, down to a low of 4 degrees. Could see some brief morning showers out through the west end. Otherwise, pack an umbrella for afternoon showers. Expected to be heavy at times, especially through the north and east ends of the GTA. So some of those heavy downpours means reduced visibility at times. Tomorrow afternoon, we've got a high of 11 degrees on the way. Of course, that's cooler near the lakeshore. Overnight tonight, down to a low of 4 degrees.
She says that on every.
It is 9 degrees right now downtown Toronto under mainly clear sky, and 10 degrees at Pearson. 680 News.
They said a southeasterly wind would create lake effect snow because it's going over the lake. Yeah, on the southeast side, perhaps.
Wanting another stay-at-home order and stronger public health measures.
It comes as a number of schools are switching to remote learning tomorrow. More on that in a moment. First, here's 680 Koresh with details on the letter sent to Ontario's top doctor.
The emergency brake is not enough, and tougher restrictions are needed. That's the message in the letter written by Toronto, Peel, and Ottawa's medical officers of health. In the letter written to Ontario's chief medical.
Three-pointer by Gary Trent Jr., enough to give the Raptors a 103-101 win over the Washington Wizards tonight. Toronto plays host to the Lake.
You're on that many stations, bro.
To a hybrid or online learning format, as well as creating emergency paid sick leave, which is something that has been called for by many, so essential workers can take time off if they're not feeling well. Ontario reporting just under 6,000 cases of COVID-19 over the past 2 days, with another record high of patients in Ontario's ICUs with the virus. Dr. DeVilla calling the case count horrific.
They're not what we want to see. They're going absolutely in the wrong direction.
You can read the letters at 680news.com.
He knows I don't care when they, instead of letting her say it, he said it for some idiots.
Schools in Toronto and across the GTA are making the switch to online learning tomorrow due to COVID-19 outbreaks. Toronto Public Health is also recommending the closure of 7 Catholic schools for ongoing investigations. 680's Phil Martino is taking a look at the action being taken by Phil Public Health and the DDSP.
Peel's medical officer of health, Dr. Lawrence Lowe, is taking matters into his own
What
hands,
about the
issuing an order
30
under the
sexual
Ontario
assaults in 10 days that got reported in Toronto schools? How come we're not talking about that? That just happened, by the way.
For 2 weeks, effective tomorrow. They'll be moving to remote learning, and spring break will carry forward as planned next week.
Given all of the exposures that need to be investigated in schools, it was really becoming a significant challenge for our health unit and for our school board partners to keep up.
Toronto Public Health will not be following
It was really a challenge. But you were doing all of that in the long-term care homes, and you wanted to get paid and get $4 an hour too. The people that were spreading it in the schools that caused the schools to be closed got transferred immediately to the long-term care homes. Remember that? Remember that? But now it's a challenge. Why? Because old people can't get up and do nothing, and you've got the system set up so no one will listen to them. But little kids will pick up the phone and Facebook, make a video, and tell on your ass instantly, won't they? You fucking idiots.
To the DBP tonight until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. It'll also be.
We just had a traffic report. You see how badly they're trying to fill airtime?
At 10 o'clock Friday night, the westbound Gardner will be completely shut down from the Don Valley Parkway to Jarvis. That goes until 5 Monday.
You should tell us at 9:51 Friday night, really. Think about it. The way you guys do things. It'll be cooler by the lake, based on what? I want to hear the theory. Doesn't humidity make it harder to sweat and cool off? So that'd be hotter. I can't fucking cool off any better down there than up here. So I think you're lying. That click, 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 click sound you hear, I can hear it over here, is this mic. It's not me pressing buttons. You keep revealing yourself. I put my arm over here, and all hell broke loose on the screen again. So I'm going to think, oh, it's my mouse is no good, or I'm too stupid, or I'm making it right. I know, you do that to old people all day long. The ones, when the little kids say there's somebody fucking with a TV set, and grandma tries telling her kid what's going on, and they don't want to listen because they're too busy working. That's how these assholes, you know all about swatting and people spying on webcams and shit.